growing up, it was kind of, we didn't really know what the issue was. We kind of knew, we knew he had addiction problems. We didn't really know, though, the extent of it, and we were always kind of like, I think my mom liked to keep us in the dark. She thought that would protect us. So growing up, it was just my mom that was taking care of us, but on Mondays, we would get to see and spend the night at our dad's house because that's the night he had off. He worked every other night. He would also pick us up from school when we were like in elementary school, and we'd go like wait at the bar for my mom to pick us up there. So we had a relationship with him, but it was very like brotherly, like fun. We would go like do fun things, go to baseball games, go to Disneyland, but it was never really like authentic. And so it wasn't until our grandpa died when we were sophomores in college that we learned that he was an alcoholic. And then because he went way off the deep end and we had to go to family therapy. And then the therapist straight up told him, "You're an alcoholic," and he said, "Yeah." And me and her were like in shock, but also relieved that everything kind of made sense now. Probably I think in high school is when we started spending more time with him, and we kind of saw things get a little bit worse. He had like an accident where he was so drunk he fell off a balcony. He had to go to the hospital. And when our grandpa died, he went off the deep end and was just really depressed and just on another level. And when we were growing up, it was kind of like, since we were so little, it was hard to tell. Like, it would be like we had plans to go to Disneyland, and we would go to the house and no one would be there. And my mom didn't know where he was or what had happened. So later we found out, oh, he was in jail because he got arrested the night before. But stuff like that, I think when we were little was just really like upsetting because we thought, obviously he doesn't care to take us, so he just didn't even show up. No one knows where he is, so it makes it more kind of like you think it's like your fault, but then later we learned that it was part of the addiction, and then that's when things kind of like started to change and like shit kind of got real. And we had to start like actually making actions to do something, because before that it was like he would get really drunk and we'd be like, "You have to change," and he's like, "I am," and he'd go to AA for like a month and then fall off the deep end again, and it was literally like he was just waiting to leave us so that he could keep drinking. Like everything we said didn't really sink in. He's doing really, really good. He went to a really amazing program, and I think since we got to be a part of the program, family therapy, once a week for 6 months, it totally changed everything, because it wasn't just him anymore, and it wasn't just the surface level stuff. He really because he was solo, he was forced to face all of his demons, and so now he's doing amazing, and he's looks amazing, lost so much weight, has a totally different outlook on life, and has a whole different life. Yeah, I think my wedding for sure was kind of just the coming together moment for everyone, and it was just a big moment and kind of a staple in his recovery and in our new family dynamic and our new family unit. And it is kind of so significant because in that moment I was creating a new family, and it was really cool to be able to create a new family and have almost a new old family, where it's this is my old family, but we're so much stronger, we're better. And I think it's gonna be a huge deal for my dad too, to be a grandpa that's actually present and gets to, be there 100%, not drunk or, unreliable. And I think he's gonna really enjoy having that experience as a grandpa. Yesterday, I can't believe how far our family has come. Can't believe the different person my dad is. It makes me so proud and just so inspiring to know that that's possible for someone, and that you can make such a drastic change. At his commencement speech, which happens 6 months after your sobriety, it's like a graduation from the program, and all of the addicts and all the people that go to that rehab for AA meetings are there. So it's a really big deal, and we all gave a speech. And in my speech I said, coming in first day to this rehab, I could think of what our family would be. You could think of a picture of what you want it to be after this program is over, but I never imagined it would be anything close to what it is now. Our family is completely different, 100%, and that's because of my dad, and that's because of our support with him. And I think for a 50-year-old man to be brave enough to admit his mistakes and to be willing to change is a huge deal, and it's really inspiring for everybody to be willing to admit your mistakes, and it's never too late to change.
There is nothing for me but to love.